Assalamualaikum. My introduction is Nikon Revelina Management Class 23A NPM 2341109. Here I will explain the material regarding health and safety at workplace learning outcomes. Identify how workplace injuries or illnesses. Identify common symptoms, aches/pains, illnesses, and injuries. Identify and recognize the exposures and hazards linked to work. Develop solutions and strategies to address these identified hazards. Learning outlines. This course is designed to help you understand your duties to your fellow workers and your employer's duties to you. It will teach you about the fundamentals of health and safety in the workplace, guide you through the Health and Safety at Work Act, and give you a strong understanding of study risk assessment and the working environment. This is essential knowledge for employees in any organization, and will serve you well throughout your career. Why should I provide workplace health and safety training? 1. Reduce work-related illnesses and absence. 2. Avoid the financial costs of accidents and occupational ill health. 3. Develop a positive health and safety culture. 4. Ensure that your employees know how to work safely and without risks to their health. All work equipment has the potential to cause problems in the workplace, so you need to ensure it remains safe to use and that you're not putting employees at risk. Under the Provision and Use of Work Equipment Regulations 1998, pure work equipment can only be used by people who have received adequate training on the correct use of the equipment and the risks that may arise from its use. Find out more about safe and healthy use of work equipment. You can also get guidance on training your workforce through the Health and Safety Executive Employer's Duties. Employers have legal obligations to ensure a safe and healthy workplace for their employees in the first instance, and also for anyone else who may visit the workplace, such as customers, contractors, and members of the public. All employers, whatever the size of the business, must design, provide, and maintain workplaces which are safe and without risk to health. Identify any hazards, actual or potential, take measures to control the risks, preferably by eliminating them, but if that is not possible, by reducing them as far as possible. Ensure that safe working practices are developed. Implement measures to reduce the risk of bullying and harassment. Provide employees with information, instructions, and training. 1. Set up contingency plans to deal with accidents and emergencies, including the evacuation of the workplace. 2. Ensure that ventilation, temperature, lighting, toilet, washing, and rest facilities meet the standard of health, safety, and welfare sought by the statutory bodies. 3. Ensure that appropriate work equipment is provided and is properly used and regularly maintained. Take necessary precautions against the risks caused by flammable or explosive hazards, electrical equipment, noise, dust, and radiation. 5. Take reasonable steps to avoid potentially dangerous work involving manual handling and provide manual handling training where required. 6. Provide health supervision as needed. 7. Provide protective clothing where required and appropriate warning signs. 8. Report specific accidents, injuries, diseases, and dangerous occurrences to the appropriate authorities. And 9. Maintain records of accidents and injuries as appropriate. Employees' rights and responsibilities. The law establishes significant rights for employees, as well as responsibilities to cooperate in appropriate behavior to protect their own well-being. The right of employees to work in a safe and healthy environment is enshrined in law. As such, it cannot be withdrawn or diluted by your employer. The most important rights and responsibilities are set out below. Important to have any risks to your health and safety properly controlled, as far as possible. To be provided, free of charge, with any personal protective and safety equipment. To stop work and leave your work area, if you have reasonable concerns about your safety, without being disciplined. To tell your employer about any concerns about your health and safety at work. To get in touch with the appropriate authority, without being disciplined, if your employer refuses to address to your concerns. To be consulted by your employer about safety, health, and welfare at work and to be provided with specific information on these issues, and to select safety representatives as part of this consultation with your employer. Your responsibilities to take reasonable care of your health and safety. To take reasonable care not to put other people at risk. To participate in appropriate training. To adhere to the employer's health and safety policies. To make proper use of any personal protective equipment. To report any injuries, strains, or illnesses you may have suffered as a result of your work, and to tell your employer of any health-related issue that may affect your work performance. 4. Example: becoming pregnant, taking prescribed medication or suffering an injury, so that the employer can make appropriate adjustments in your working arrangements. Common problems at work mentioned. 1. Spatch. Space problems occur when the work area is too small, unorganized, or insufficient to accommodate employees and equipment in a comfortable and efficient manner. 2. Temperature. Room temperatures that are too hot or too cold can cause discomfort, interfere with concentration, and reduce work productivity. 3. Ventilation. Poor ventilation can cause indoor air to become stale, damp, and unhealthy, potentially causing breathing problems or fatigue. 4. Natural light. A lack of natural light can make a room feel gloomy, increase eye strain, and negatively impact employees' mental health and mood. Workstations and breaks away from the screen, as well as a list of associated risks, in sentence form. Getting enough breaks from screens is essential for maintaining physical and mental health at work. Apart from that, there are several general risks that need to be considered when working around workstations or work environments. 1. Manual handling. Manually lifting, pushing, or pulling objects without proper technique can cause muscle or back injuries. 2. Fire. The risk of fire can arise from poor electrical installations, overheating equipment, or flammable materials that are not stored safely. 3. Slips, trips, and falls. Slippery floors, scattered cables, or uneven surfaces can cause accidents such as falls or trips. 4. Work-related stress. High work pressure, excessive workload, or lack of support can cause stress which has an impact on mental health. 5. Bullying and harassment. A psychologically unsafe work environment, such as bullying or harassment, can damage employee comfort and productivity. Additional information. 1. Work Safety Law No. 1 of 1970. This law regulates work safety to protect workers from work-related accidents and diseases in the work environment. 2. Employment Law No. 13 of 2003. This law regulates employment relations between employers and workers, including their respective rights and obligations, as well as protection for workers. 3. Health Law No. 23 of 1992. This law contains provisions regarding efforts to maintain and improve the level of public health, including health in the workplace. This third law is an important basis for creating a safe, healthy, and fair work environment for all workers. Maybe that's all I can see. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum.